What's up? Welcome back. Today we're in Proverbs chapter 27, and the title of that text is The Wrath of a Fool, starting in verse 1. Boast not thyself of tomorrow, for thou mayest not know what a day may bring forth. Let another man praise thee, and not thine own mouth, a stranger, and not thy own lips. A stone is heavy, and the sand weighty, but a fool's wrath is heavier than them both. Wrath is cruel, and anger is outrageous, but who is able to stand before envy? Open rebuke is better than a secret love. Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. Verse 6. A friend imparts constructive criticism out of love, but an enemy gives kisses with deceit in mind. The full soul loatheth an honeycomb, but to the hungry soul every bitter thing is sweet. As a bird that wandereth from her nest, so is a man that wandereth from his place. Ointment and perfume rejoice the heart, so doth the sweetness of a man's friend by hearty counsel. Verse 9. Being anointed with ointment and enjoying perfume were ancient pleasures. The second line could be saying that the sweetness of a friend comes from sincere counsel. Thy own friend and thy father's friend forsake not, neither go into thy brother's house in the day of thy calamity, for better is a neighbor that is near than a brother far off. Verse 10. Long-term friendships are a time more dependable than blood relations. My son, be wise and make my heart glad, that I may answer him that reproacheth me. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. Take his garment that is surety for a stranger, and take a pledge of him for a strange woman. He that blesseth his friend with a loud voice, rising early in the morning, it shall be counted a curse to him. Verse 14. There are two possible interpretations. For someone who is not a morning person, a loud greeting early in the morning will be annoying, or a person who rushes over to shout a blessing is probably insincere, and God will curse a hypocrite. A continual dropping in a very rainy day and a contentious woman are alike. Whosoever hideth her hideth the wind, and the ointment of his right hand, which bewrayeth itself. Iron sharpeth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Whoso keepeth the fig tree shall eat the fruit thereof, so he that waiteth on his master shall be honored. As in water face answereth to face, so the heart of man to man. Verse 19. The heart is like a mirror that shows true character. Hell and destruction are never full, so the eyes of men are never satisfied. Verse 20. Hell and destruction represent death, which can always take more victims. People's eyes represent their insatiable capacity for lust, envy, and greed. As the finding pot for silver and the furnace for gold, so is a man to his praise. Verse 22. A mortar was a bowl made of fired clay or carved from stone. A pestle was a stone or fired clay rod with a rounded tip. The worker would put a small amount of grain, wheat in this case, into the mortar and ground it until it became meal or flour. Foolishness taints every molecule of a fool. Though thou shouldest bray a fool in a mortar among wheat with a pestle, yet will not his foolishness depart from him. Verse 21. Praise here could mean the praise a person receives or the praise he gives. This proverb has several possible meanings. As a finding pot proves silver, a man should evaluate the praise he receives before he accepts it. Dismissing flattery and insincerity. If you wonder about the praise a person receives or gives, look to the person. His character will show whether it is genuine. Over time, a person can refine the praise he receives or gives. The Hebrew could also be translated, and a man according to his praise. That is, a man is tested and proven by what kind of praise he receives and how graciously he receives it. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks, and look well to thy herds. For riches are not forever, and doth the crown endure to every generation. They appeareth, and the tender grass showeth itself, and herbs of the mountains are gathered. The lambs are for thy clothing, and the goats are the price of the field. And thou shalt have goat's milk enough for thy food, for the food of thy household, and for the maintenance for thy maidens. Verse 23 to 27. Just as a farmer cares for his livestock, Solomon here instructed his son, the prince, to pay attention to his people. While riches are fickle, and a dynasty can end. Flocks and crops, people and land are a steady source of sustenance if they are well maintained. After hay was harvested, tender, new grass appeared for grazing. Later, grain was harvested, which along with the hay provided feed for livestock. Lambs provided wool, females were kept for breeding and milk, while some male goats were sold for income that could be reinvested. All people in positions of leadership should be good stewards of their human and material resources.